I'm Tom Schumann, editor of the Indiana Chamber's BizVoice magazine. Our current issue features the 6th annual Best Places to Work in Indiana program. Joining us today is Peter Burke, president of Best Companies Group. Peter, your company analyzes employer questionnaires, employee surveys from a number of states, a number of industries. What are some of the things that stand out about Indiana?
Well, Tom, one of the things that stood out for us when we were looking at the Indiana data is employee engagement. You know, our employee survey is broken into 8 categories, and one of those categories is employee engagement, and that's how connected employees feel to their employer. And Indiana is right there at the top in terms of all the programs we run, with a 94% of their employees thinking that they feel connected to their employer, which is pretty remarkable.
That's great. The awards programs, the recognition are certainly get a lot of attention, but talk about some of the feedback that all the companies get for participating in the program.
Well, being named to the list is fantastic, obviously, but everybody, whether they make the list or not, gets the employee feedback report. And it's a summary of all the employee data that we gathered, along with the Indiana benchmarks. So companies use this as a tool to perhaps get better to make the list, or even those that made the list will use that report to perhaps increase their ranking.
Peter, what's your brief message to companies that may not have participated in the program? What's the number one reason they should take a look at this in future years?
Well, I think there's a tie for a number one reason, and I think it's a tie between number one, making the list. It's an incredibly powerful designation to receive. It boosts morale, it helps recruiting and general marketing, but I also think that along with making the list is the feedback report, which is sort of the tie for number one reason. When you get this report, it really does act as a management tool and can help you become a better place to work.
Peter, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck with your programs and initiatives. You can read much more about best places to work in the current edition of BizVoice. Log on to BizVoiceMagazine.com.